Opening the arrogant strike. The first salvo tore across the void like a god's hammer. Plasma fire split the darkness, raking through the fragile line of merchant vessels limping out of the Vega corridor. The Velkar Dominion, a species proud of their taloned warships and their unbroken streak of conquest, had chosen their moment with surgical cruelty. They didn't attack Earth's fleets directly. They didn't challenge the bastions of Saul. Instead, they struck where it would hurt most, the defenseless. Convoys carrying food, medicine, and refugees were easy prey. The Velkar laughed in their guttural voices as human civilians screamed across open comms. The warlords broadcast their boasts across every frequency. The hairless bipeds will learn, their colonies will burn, their allies will kneel. In less than an hour, an entire civilian flotilla was reduced to drifting wreckage. Fire bloomed across the black, the quiet funeral pyres of the innocent. And at the edge of the slaughter, one ship remained. The HSS Resolute, a human-heavy cruiser. She was battered, shields cracked, hull torn open in 3 places. Every sensor screamed crippled. Yet the Velkar did not finish her off. They circled, savoring the moment, their commanders eager to taunt and record their victory for galactic broadcast. Tension built, the mockery of the Dominion. 47 warships surrounded the Resolute. Carriers, destroyers, and heavy cruisers, a ring of steel and arrogance. They transmitted jeers. "Surrender, Terran. You are outnumbered, outgunned, broken. Kneel, and perhaps we'll let you crawl home with the shame." Velkar captains made wagers on who would deliver the killing blow. Some even argued over how best to enslave the human survivors, chain them as laborers, or scatter them across mining worlds as trophies. To them, Earth was a novelty, a primitive backwater that had risen too fast. The Velkar believed the galaxy's oldest predators need only flex their claws once for mankind to submit. But the Resolute did not reply. Her hull leaked oxygen into the void, her engines flickered, barely alive, and yet she drifted forward, silent, unbowed. That silence unsettled the predators. Predators thrived on screams, not on defiance carved into silence. Turning point, the silence breaks. Then it happened. A single transmission, sharp as a blade, cut across every channel. A human voice, calm, level, unflinching. "This is Earth Command. Release our civilians, back down." No threat, no plea, just command. The Velkar captains roared with laughter. One ship, one crippled cruiser, they mistook the tone for desperation. But then the galaxy itself seemed to hold its breath. From the darkness beyond Vega, signatures began to appear on long-range scanners. First dozens, then hundreds. Human dreadnoughts, carriers, and assault destroyers slipped from subspace like leviathans from the deep. The void filled with Terran steel. Engines ignited like the suns themselves had multiplied. Each vessel bore the scars of a young species that had clawed its way up from dust and ruin. And yet their guns gleamed with a hunger that made even predators tremble. Humanity had been silent, patient, but patience had its limits. And tonight the silence ended. Climax, retribution like a storm of worlds. The Velkar captain screamed orders. Formations locked. Shields charged. They had numbers 47 warships in prime condition, facing a lone, damaged cruiser and an approaching wall of human vengeance. But numbers meant nothing. The Resolute lit her engines one last time. With hull aflame, she surged forward, ramming into the center of the Velkar circle. Her broken guns opened fire, spewing rail slugs and plasma bolts in a defiant arc. It wasn't meant to kill, it was meant to signal. And the signal was answered. Human dreadnoughts translated in with the precision of surgeons. They didn't waste words. They didn't posture. Their comms carried one message only. Target lock fire. Stars themselves seemed to scream as Earth's weapons ignited. Kinetic rods fell from orbit, burning the void like spears of heaven. Beam cannons sheared through Velkar armor as though carving through parchment. Missiles moved in packs, swarming like wolves, each one a guided fury. The Velkar fleet disintegrated, not in days, not in hours, but in minutes. One by one, their proud warships went silent, torn open, their crews scattered to the void. 47 predators, once circling like vultures, reduced to wreckage spinning useless through space. Witnesses on allied worlds would later say it wasn't a battle, it was judgment. Resolution, the weight of fear. When the guns went silent, the void was filled only with drifting ruin and the glow of burning ships. The Resolute, scarred and broken, still floated at the center, her hull lit by the fire of enemy wreckage. She had refused to die, and in her defiance she had summoned the wrath of an entire civilization. The Velkar Dominion did not boast again. Their warlords silenced their channels, their allies withdrew their envoys, their generals erased the records of that day. But silence could not erase memory. Across the galaxy, whispers spread. The humans let you strike once, only once. Their patience is endless, their vengeance infinite. No alien commander laughed at human weakness again, for they had seen what followed mockery. They had seen 47 warships surround a wounded Terran vessel and back down, not because of pity, not because of mercy, but because they realized they stood before a predator older than fear itself. And in the ruins of Vega, survivors whispered the only lesson that mattered. Never provoke Earth again.